So you want to unleash the potential in your brand new 2015 Chevy? Stay tuned. Edelbrock has just what you're looking for. Today we've got an extra special kit. This is one of the brand new E-Force Superchargers for the new direct injection engine in the 2015 Chevy. We've actually got Cary Redman here with Edelbrock.
How you doing, David?
So we've got the kit laid out here. This is everything that a guy needs to do this installation. There's no other parts that he's going to have to go out and source to do this installation.
That's absolutely correct. The nice part about our kits is that they're very complete. We make sure that for the installer side of things, you don't need to go out and buy anything extra. You won't need a hose clamp, you won't need a hose, you won't need any extra parts and pieces. About the only thing extra you're going to need is a little extra fuel because you're going to hit that go pedal and a little coolant to fill up the reservoir. Outside of that, you are set and ready to go.
Perfect. So walk me through this kit. Show me everything, because it does look like it's a kit that is fairly straightforward. Everything's already pre-done for you. So show me everything that's here and kind of what the specs on the E-Force in comparison to some of the competition might be.
Absolutely, not a problem at all. Well, to start with it, the heart of the matter is the supercharger itself. And we use Eaton 2300 TVS rotor pack. It's the same rotor pack that they use in the Corvettes and the ZR1s and some of the other manufacturers in the industry use as well. It's a very efficient rotor pack. We do our design a little bit differently. You'll see that our inlet comes in through the bottom here and then it kind of goes up and around. What that allows us to do is utilize the factory engine configuration that allows for things to sit lower into the motor itself. So being able to do that, then you can run your factory hood. You don't have to worry about it actually protruding out or having to buy an aftermarket hood. So literally it fits underneath the factory configuration.
Okay, so you were actually talking about the profile and the design. This thing is actually going to sit at the same profile as the stock engine.
That's correct. Yeah, absolutely. When you pull your factory intake off, this will slide into the exact same location. Your cowl will come over and it'll sit in the exact same height. So that way you don't have to worry about anything hitting the cowl. You don't have to worry about anything protruding from the hood itself. The width is slightly wider, and that just allows for us to have nice long intake runner length. And that's what gives us our nice flat torque curve. These right here are the first setup that will bolt on. We'll pull that intake off. We'll bolt these into place, and then this will sit right on top of here.
I see.
So that gives it the height it needs, but it also the width side of things. So when the runners are actually coming in, you have the air rolling in, they'll come up, they'll go around, and they'll go through the heat exchangers that are both right here, which we'll talk about a little bit later. And then that helps the air-cool temperature going into the motor. So your intake air temperatures, as they like to say, the IATs, will be much lower because we actually have integrated in heat exchangers.
Wow, okay.
As we go through that, as we talk about the heat exchanger side of things, you'll see in our kits that every one of the hoses here are all molded rubber hoses.
Everything's pre-bent?
Exactly. Everything's pre-bent and ready to go. We don't just give somebody 10 feet of coolant hose and say, here you go, good luck, have a nice time. Yeah. We try to make it simple and easy. We build this kit completely around the installer. Our whole goal is to make this a nice, clean, OEM functioning installation. So with the molded rubber hoses, then you'll also get into a reservoir that has a nice bracket that'll mount and hold this right next to the motor. That will then go into our OE water pump or coolant pump that you'll see here. And this is the same type of pump that is used in the big three OE side of things today. It actually has its own little heat exchanger on the back side, which is kind of a unique function. Right. That way you don't ever have to worry about your coolant pump overheating. And that comes with a nice big beefy rubber bracket, minimize and isolate the actual vibrations from the pump itself. You'll never hear it.
Thought of everything.
We tried to. When we get to that point then, some of the other manufacturers that are out there, when you get into the wiring side of things, actually want you to cut and splice and solder. I don't know about you, but that makes me pucker on a new wire. When you get to a new vehicle and you start cutting and harnesses up, that's just a recipe for disaster in some cases.
Right.
So what we make sure we do is we give you the extensions. We give you a complete harness.
Everything's already terminated for you?
Absolutely, pre-terminated, designed to plug right into your factory system, and actually every one of these will be labeled, so every end you'll know exactly where it goes and how it's supposed to get there.
Wow.
One part I did actually skip on accident there was actually the harness itself for the water pump. Comes with a 30 amp relay, comes fused. You'll see that everything is labeled, and it's completely a plug-and-play setup.
Wow.
There's absolutely no cutting or hacking of any of the stock wiring system with our kit.
Makes an installer's life a lot easier.
That's exactly right. That's exactly right. Plus, down the road, you think about this, people are holding on to their vehicles an average of 10 to 12 years now. It's not something that's a purchase of, yeah, I'm going to keep it for 2 years and turn it.
Right.
So you want this stuff to last. You want it to hold up.